Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bruce Purdy, and I am the Associate Administrator of the Small Business Development Center program at the U.S. Small Business Administration. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here today with such distinguished guests to celebrate SBDC Day. The SBDC program is a network of over 1,000 networks of locations across the country to help entrepreneurs of all sizes, from those starting up to those who are really trying to grow and expand their businesses. We helped over 300,000 unique clients through advising last year alone. And I must first thank my administrator, Administrator Guzman, who appointed me to this role and who is a strong advocate of this program. And of course, I must thank my boss, Mark Madrid, who is here on this program and is going to lead the discussion. So Mark, with that, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you for your service to this country and our small business ecosystem. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today with such great representation. What I'm talking about is our leadership from the Kentucky SBDC. And also, as it should be, we have a small business owner at the table. And we have Latoya here, who's going to tell you more about her business here in a second. But I am just delighted that we can have this conversation on SBDC Day. Happy SBDC to all of America today. And without further ado, I'm just going to just pass over the torch, if you will, so that David can introduce himself with the Kentucky SBDC. And Latoya, of course, introduce her wonderful business in Louisville. David, over to you.
Hi, I'm Dave Etkin. I'm the director here at the Louisville Center of the Kentucky Small Business Center Network. We have about 14 centers across the state and have a great team here. I've been doing it for about 10 years and really enjoyed it. It's just a rewarding program, and we love every minute of doing it.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. We're going to get more into the Kentucky SBDC and services in Louisville. Now, let's switch it over to Latoya, who's there on site at her business. Latoya, over to you, please, for an introduction. Welcome.
Good afternoon, and thank you, and a happy Small Business Development Day. We are Brew and Sip. We have 2 locations here in Louisville, one downtown that we opened last year, so we're going to be a year old. The goal is 7 locations, and our flagship store is actually turning into a coffee and wine bar. So major growth, all underneath Dave's leadership. Wonderful, wonderful program.
Well, thank you. I can't think of 2 better introductions, and I can't wait to see those 7 locations, brewing up, if you will. So the first question that I have is for Dave. Dave, for those who are unaware of small business development centers, we call them dearly as SBDCs. Can you give us a little bit more background about SBDCs and how the Kentucky SBDC helps small businesses, particularly in this region?
Yeah, so the SBDCs are a program that is a partnership between the SBA and local universities and other economic development organizations. And we provide free consulting services and market research, loan packaging, other than training. Most of everything we do is free. And just a little data point here. About 20 years ago, and when a business that I'd owned, I became an SBDC client. So I always thought, man, that looks like a lot of fun. And through a weird series of events, here I am, and it's been great since then. Again, we do the best we can to support businesses. We come to and help business owners when whether they're starting a business, or we get a lot of business owners that are in business and been in business for a while and they're looking to grow. They need other resources, so we're here to help, and that's what we do.
Well, thank you, Dave. And we have a success story right here, right in front of our own eyes. So, Latoya, the next question is for you. How did you learn about the Kentucky SBDC in Louisville?
Wow, I'm a transplant to Louisville, so when I originally got here, I wanted another business, but I really didn't know where to start. I started with the city, and I was referred to the SBDC. My first coach was Dave, and he was like, okay, we can do this. And I kind of got passed around, and I ended up working with Tony. And my last business coach with SBDC lately has been, I'm working with Claire now, but I worked with Ann, and Ann did so much because she owned a restaurant. She knew it front and back, and it just made sense. And getting through COVID was really what took us where we are now. So that has been the bread and butter of our business, was our COVID pivot.
Latoya, I just have to, ask something of you. What drives you? How do you get that determination that's coming across in this interview today?
Um, I say don't give up, do it afraid. Literally, if you walk around my shop, I have affirmations everywhere. We have one above our door that says she did it anyways. My passcode to my Wi-Fi is she did it anyways. When people told me no, I do it anyways. So it literally has been, okay, you tell me no. Then I call David. I'm like, Dave, I want to do this. And he's like, okay, do the numbers make sense? And even if he tells me no, I'm like, Dave, we're going to make these numbers work. I've done a couple classes with him. We actually did Scale Up Louisville before COVID. So the numbers have to make sense, but if you are determined to do it, you can get it done.
You can hashtag most of that. Thank you, Latoya. Dave, given that every small business owner has different needs and is at different stages in their growth and their scale, are there some standard ways that Kentucky SBDC in Louisville prepares for meeting business owners like Latoya, meeting them where they are?
Well, the standard thing that we do right off the bat is you just have to be a good listener to figure out where those needs are, what are the buttons that we can press, what are the resources that we can bring to bear. And, we are lucky in that, we have a lot of resources, we have a lot of contacts. And so once we kind of figure out where they are and where they want to go, then we just try to put that gap together and put a plan together and move forward from there.
And thank you, Dave. And to piggyback to that question, what should business owners do before they reach out to a small business development center?
I think it's important for them to have a vision in mind where they want to go. When someone they know they want to start a business, but they have no idea what they want to start. I mean, that's kind of you need to move forward a little bit and think more about where you want to go. But yeah, just having a vision, I need to get from here to there, then we can figure out what that gap is and how to fill that gap.
Thank you, Dave. And Latoya, our boss, Administrator Isabella Casillas Guzman of the SBA, she always says, and she means it, and we are charged with helping out with this. She says that most, over 98% of America's small businesses don't have capital providers and legal support and bookkeepers or CPAs on speed dial. Can you relate to that statement?
I can, but literally SBDC actually set us up to a point where we do have those people on speed dial. And I'm so happy that we do, because right before this call, we were actually on the call with our accountant because he was like, your numbers. And I was like, they mean everything to me. And sometimes we don't realize where we are. I am very humble, did not realize, and you have to go back and look at your numbers. But our attorney, we're like, okay, we need to go from what we are now as an S Corp LLC over to a trust. And so learning exactly where you need to be and having Dave and his team say, okay, this is why you need to move this way, or let's explain where you need to go. And it makes sense and it's common English and not something that you have to read out of a dictionary. So, and when you get to that point and knowing where you want to go, Dave's saying, I don't even know how he says it, but he's like, going from 1 to 2 it's just crazy. Like I was like, oh, 1 to 2 will be easy. 1 to 2 has been hard. Going to 13, I'm like, let's get to 7 because I don't know if I can make it to 13. But it's literally every day is a learning curve. It's amazing, but it's definitely a learning curve every day.
And Latoya, we admire you. We refer to you as giants of our economy. You're job creators. You're determined. And I just want to thank the SBDC network. And if America's SBDC is watching as well, I hope you are. Thank you for your leadership. And all the SBDCs, there's 62 lead centers across this great country and over 900 service centers. So Latoya, back to you to kind of piggyback off of your determination and your positive attitude. Through hard work, creativity, determination, teamwork, you've managed to grow and expand, brew and sip. And we've heard, about your ambition for 7 locations. You've learned a lot through this process, as you've just stated. What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about starting a business?
Write it down. Have a plan, a vision, and always stay determined, because you never know. I mean, people will, it's a door going to close, but another one will open. Like, you have to stay determined, because you never know when you're going to get that big break. Like, literally, COVID was my big break, and I pivoted and pivoted fast. I call it a lifestyle change now. We don't even call it a pivot anymore. Like, we like, this is a whole different thing that we're doing now, and we absolutely love it.
That's wonderful. So there you have it, from one small business to all of those listening who think you have that idea. Hopefully you just got inspired to take the next step. Dave, how has it been working with LaToya? Because I'm sure this has been not only an enlightening experience, but also a fun experience, but also one with its opportunities and challenges, but working together to eradicate barriers.
Yeah, it's been a long. We've been working together for years, haven't we? And yeah, so it's been tough, but it's a partnership, and I have a team, and my team is LaToya's team, and we've been pushing forward and pushing her vision, through all this. And the quote I told her that she was just talking about, it's harder to go from 1 to 2 locations than it is to go from 2 to 50. So that, these are the growing pains we've been working through, these last few years. But LaToya is really kicking it here these days, and she has a great location. Her second location is awesome, and it's near our office, which is great. And she has the best fried bologna sandwich in town.
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Which is the only thing I get off the menu is that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the rewarding thing. I mean, having LaToya as an inspiration for us, and a friend, and a great fried bologna sandwich to boot.
Wow, you touched a chord with me. You penetrated to my soul with the fried bologna sandwich. It reminds me, that we can't wait to try that. Thank you for mentioning that. So, Dave, how can business owners connect with Kentucky, with this wonderful Kentucky SBDC office?
I mean, just hit our website, KentuckySBDC.com, and you can pick a location. Like I said, there's a bunch of centers around the state. And, even if you're not in Kentucky, reach out to me. I mean, I have people that I talk to and have clients all over the country, and I'm so happy and thankful that they even look to me, and I get to connect with them. It's great.
Well, Dave, it's wonderful to see you virtually. And when I see you in person, thank you so much for your service. Thank you to the Kentucky SBDC team. Shout out to you. And we heard about you from LaToya and the wraparound services that you all deliver. Thank you, sir, for your service. And LaToya, we can tell that you're the anchor of this business. So I love that necklace. And so what is next for Brew and Sip, and how can people learn more about that fried bologna sandwich and your business?
We are on all socials under Brew and Sip and Brew and Sip the Cafe. You can find us on Google, Instagram, Facebook. We are open. Both locations are open Monday through Friday. Our Shepherdsville location is open on Saturday as well. So you can find us anywhere. And then, as well as next, Brew and Sip is working on our 3rd location, and we're getting ready to pitch for a big contract. So we're working on our pitch right now. We're looking at going into a hospital. So we'll see how that goes next.
LaToya, you are inspiring, and I know America is inspired by you today. And so thank you. Thank you for your determination and those sayings that you mentioned earlier. There's something that we're going to carry with us, forever. And I'd like to thank all of the SBA for the opportunity to be here, and to our administrator, Guzman of the SBA, and a special shout out to the Office of Entrepreneurial Development, and specifically the Office of SBDCs that is led by Associate Administrator Bruce Purdy. And the final thank you, the final two, is to the SBDC network across America. Of course, to America's SBDC, thank you for your tireless service, for what you did during the pandemic and what you're doing post-pandemic. And the most important thank you that we all have is to our small business owners, the giants of our economy, our job creators, responsible for half of America's workforce, 2/3 of America's new net jobs. They're our drivers of our economy. They don't give up. They keep going, and anything's possible with them, as you saw with LaToya today. So we hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I'd like to turn it over to Associate Administrator Bruce Purdy for a closing of this wonderful discussion. Happy SBDC day to all.
Well, this is certainly a tough act to follow. All of you are just amazing. And specifically to Latoya, it's Women's History Month. Yesterday, on the 8th, was International Women's Day. So we celebrate you. And I'm looking forward to coming to Louisville and finding not just your 1 or 2, but hopefully your 3rd and your 15th location as well. You must have known I'm a coffee lover. And yes, I grew up in Ohio. Fried bologna sandwiches are right in my wheelhouse as well. And Dave, looking forward to working with you and the rest of your team as well. We've got a great SBDC there in Kentucky, just like all over the country. And it's just a pride of the agency and a pride of the work that we do together. I think you hit it really well when you talked about it's a partnership with Latoya. It's a partnership with us as well. And that's what really makes this work for all of us, and make sure that we can support small businesses like Latoya and make sure they can realize their dreams and be that giant in their community. So thank you, everyone. Happy SBDC Day, and a happy SBDC Day to all the SBDCs out there, as well as America's SBDC.